Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Aoife, I'm Studyclix's content manager, and I'm here today with Donnchadh. He's a career guidance teacher, and he's going to be going through some tips and advice on how to deal with career guidance through these uncertain times, as 2020 is going to be an academic year like no other. So if you're interested, keep watching. One of the questions we get asked a lot would be, how do you fill out your CAO form? When do you start it? When do you start even thinking about it, I suppose?
Yeah, so when you are starting in sixth year, in September, you'll be given what's very important is this CAO Handbook. And the CAO Handbook will answer any queries that you have. So the handbook is divided into two. There's a white part and there's a yellow part. In the white part, it'll answer all the questions you have on the CAO and how to fill it out. In the yellow part, you'll have all the courses on offer in CAO and the course codes that they have.
Okay, and what are the course codes? I suppose a lot of people would get confused, like where do you find the course code, how do you input it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so the course code has 2 letters and 3 digits. And when you're filling out your CAO application, it'll ask you to put in the course code. Now, it's very important that when you're putting in the course code, that it comes from the CAO Handbook and not from a website or not from anywhere else that you've seen it. It's really important that you get it from the handbook. When you put the course code into your CAO application, the name of the course will come up beside it. So it's worth really checking out, is that the right course I'm looking for? If the course code is wrong and there's no course for that at all, it will come up on your CAO application in red that the course code is wrong.
So I suppose now that you have the handbook, what are the timings of it? Where do you even get the handbook actually? People mightn't even know that.
So in early September, the handbooks will be sent to your school. So you can get them from your guidance counsellor or deputy principal or even your principal. The CAO itself opens up in early November. So if you want to apply for the CAO, you have until early November until the 1st of February to apply for it. Now, there are a few early bird prices. So the earlier that you apply for your CAO, the cheaper it's going to be for you.
Okay, and then what about, I suppose, could you apply in July, say you're repeating your Leaving Cert, can you actually apply then? Or is it just from November to February?
Yeah, so there is some late applications that you can do, but however, you're not going to be able to apply for restricted courses if you apply too late, and it's going to be a lot more expensive.
Okay, and then in terms of change of mind, when does that all happen? Because I suppose a lot of people might think they want to do one thing in November, and then say by July they might say, oh,
yeah, of course, yeah. Anymore. So the 1st of February, the CAO closes. And that's when things for restricted courses happen, like tests, like interviews, like auditions. They'll all happen in this time frame. And then in early May, the CAO will open back up until the 1st of July. And you can change your mind in that change of mind period as much as you like, and it'll be free of charge.
Okay. And then when you actually go onto the website, I think a lot of people don't really know about, there's kind of 2, I remember when I did it myself, there's the level 8s and then the 6 and 7s below it. So say you have in your head you want a level 8 course, do you actually need to put in the 6 and 7s, or what's kind of the value in doing that, I suppose?
Yeah, so there are 2 parts of it. The level 6 and 7 courses, there's 10 options you can put down. And the level 8, there's also 10 options you can put down. Now, out of those 20 options, you can fill out 1 place if you like, you can fill out 2, you can fill out 3, you can fill out all 20. You can fill out 1 level 8, 1 level 6, 7, 1 level 6 and 7, 0 level 8s. So it's completely up to you. But you can fill out both, or you can fill out just 1 if you like.
Is it bad not to put in the 6 and 7s, or do you think you should always put in just to have your options open?
No, if there's no level 6 or 7 course that you fancy doing, then there's no point in putting it down.
Okay, and then in terms of actually filling it out, I suppose one of those things you always get told, and everyone kind of knows, it's order of genuine preference, isn't it?
Yeah, so order of genuine preference is really, really important. So every year a student will ask me a question after CAO closes. I don't want my first round offer. Now, will I be able to take my second round even if I get the points for the first offer? So the answer to that simply is no, you can't. That's why genuine order of preference is really, really important.
Yeah, so I suppose on customer supports, there's always people asking us on Studyclix, say I put something down, might be number 3, but it's higher points than my number 1. How does that work? Is that okay to do? Is it worth doing?
Absolutely. So points can change every year. So the order of preference, the course you really want to do should go number 1, regardless of what the points are. And then the course you want to do next, and so on. But I would disregard the points almost and just go for the course that you really want to study.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I suppose people would always wonder, do the points stay the same year on year? Do they generally stay the same, or is it worth kind of counting on that, I suppose? Is it worth counting on the fact that, okay, it was 550 points last year, could it jump to 570? Is that normal?
So points change because the person who gets the first place on the course will be the person who has the most points to apply for that course. So for example, if there's 50 places, the person who got 625 points will get the first place. And we'll keep filling up those places till we get to the very last 50th place. Say the last person who got into that got 450 points. That's where they get the points for the course. It's not just magically picked out of the air. It's the last person who got into the course that year got that amount of points. So that's why it changes. It depends on who's applied for it and how many points they've had.
Okay, and then the CAO is just for courses in Ireland, or does that apply to maybe colleges abroad or in Northern Ireland, or is that like a separate application?
Yeah, so the CAO is only for colleges in Ireland. UCAS is a separate application for Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland and England. If you want to apply to Europe, you apply individually to each university. There's no kind of central application system like we have here in Ireland.
Okay, and then say you do want to apply abroad, should you still fill out the Irish CAO application form as well, or is that worth doing if you have your heart set on maybe something in America or England or whatever?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for the sake of €30 to fill out the CAO application, I would say yes, fill it out. The more options you have after you get your results, the better. So fill out the CAO, fill out your UCAS, apply for your courses in America, apply for your courses in Europe. The more options you have next August, the better.
Okay, cool. And then kind of the last kind of question I suppose we get asked is, do PLCs, or do you apply for them on CAO, or is that something completely different?
Right now, that's completely different. However, the government who are in right now want to change that, so we have a centralised system for PLCs, for apprenticeships and for college courses as well.
So we've come to the end of our video for today. Donnchadh, thanks for answering those questions. You made it really, really straightforward, especially during these uncertain times. I think you gave some really good, solid advice that people are going to find really useful. So if you liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, and check out studyclix.ie as well. And Donnchadh, they can find you on Instagram too?
Yeah, Instagram, follow me at Leaving Cert Guidance.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching. Bye now.